Good morning everyone. I am Ray Johnny Sukab and there is my members RJ Suing and Rosman J. Villanueva. Our topic for today is all about relational database model. Objectives. List 5 properties of relations. State 2 properties of candidate case and define first, second, and third normal form. And also create tables with entity and relational integrity constraints. So, what is a relational database model? A relational database is developed by EF Code in 1970. The various software systems used to maintain relational database are known as Relational Database Management System or RDBMS. In this model, data is organized in rows and column structures. Relational model represents the database as a collection of relations. A relation is nothing but a table of values, and every row in the table represents a collection of related data values. In relational model, there are three key terms are heavily used, such as relations, attributes, and domains. A relation is a table with rows and columns. The name columns of the relation are called as attributes, and the domain is nothing but the set of values of attributes can take. So it means kaning tables mao kaning ginatawag nga relations. Ug kaning attributes mao kani ang columns. Ug ang sulod sa columns mao kani ang domains. Ug kaning rows mao kani ginatawag nila nga tuples. So that's it. Another example of relational model. Relational model is a collection of tables, and a table is also called a relation. Each row is a tuple and column headers is an attributes. So let's talk about the terminology used in a relational model. We have tuple. Each row in the table is known as tuple. And the cardinality of a relation. The number of tuples in a relation determines its cardinality. In this case, the relation has a cardinality of 3. Kay tungod, kaneng number sa tuples is 3. We have 3 numbers of tuples, and that's why we called it cardinality. And last, we have the degree of a relation. Each column in the tuple is called an attribute. The number of attributes in a relation determines its degree. The relation in figure has a degree of 3. Case of a relation. We have primary key and foreign key. The primary key, it is the key that uniquely identifies a table. It doesn't have null values. And the foreign key, it is refers to the primary key of some other table. It permits only those values which appear in the primary key of the table to which it refers. Let's have know the differences of the primary key and the foreign key. Primary key constraint is a column that uniquely identifies every row in the table of the relational database management system, while foreign key is a column that creates a relationship between two tables. Primary key never accept null values, whereas foreign key may accept multiple null values. You can have only a single primary key in a table, while you can have multiple foreign keys in a table. The value of the primary key can't be removed from the parent table, whereas the value of foreign key value can be removed from the child table. No two rows can have any identical values for a primary key. On the other hand, a foreign key can contain duplicate values. There is no limitation in inserting the values into the table column while inserting any value in the foreign key table. Ensure that the value is present into a column of a primary key. Some of the example of relational database are as follows. We have Oracle. Oracle database is commonly referred to as Oracle or RDBMS or simply as Oracle. It is multi-model database management system produced and marketed by Oracle Corporation. And we have MySQL. MySQL is an open source relational database management system or RDBMS based on structured query language or SQL. It is run on virtually all platforms including Linux, Unix, and Windows. We have Microsoft SQL Server. Microsoft SQL Server is an RDBMS that supports a wide variety of transaction processing, business intelligence, and analytics applications in corporate IT environments. And also we have the PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL, often simply Postgres, is an object relational database management system or ORDBMS with an emphasis on extensibility and standards compliance. And last, we have DB2. DB2 is an RDBMS designed to store, analyze, and retrieve data efficiently. Here's the 5 properties of relations. First, values are atomic. This property implies that columns in a relation table are not repeating group or arrays. Such tables are referred to as being in the first normal form. The atomic value property of relational tables is important because it is one of the cornerstones of the relational model. Second, the sequence of columns is insignificant. This property states that the ordering of the columns in the relational table has no meaning. Columns can be retrieved in any order and in various sequences. The benefit of this property is that it enables many users to share the same table without concern of how the table is organized. It also permits the physical structure of the database to change without affecting the relational tables. Third, the sequence of rows is insignificant. This property is analogous to the one above but applies to rows instead of columns. The main benefit is that the rows of a relational table can be retrieved in different order and sequences. Adding information to a relational table is simplified and does not affect existing queries. Fourth, each column has a unique name. Because the sequence of columns is insignificant, columns must be referenced by name and not by position. In general, a column name need not be unique within an entire database but only within the table to which it belongs. And last, each row is unique. This property ensures that no two rows in a relational table are identical. There is at least one column or set of columns, the values of which uniquely identify each row in the table. The advantages of the relational database model. A relational model is one of the most popular used database model. In a relational model, changes in the database structure do not affect the data access. The revision of any information as tables consisting of rows and columns is much easier to understand. The relational database supports both data independence and structure independence concept, which makes the database design, maintenance, administration, and usage much easier than the other models. In this, we can write complex query to access of or modify the data from database. And it is easier to maintain security as compared to other models. And last, we're gonna talk about the disadvantages of the relational database model. Relational model is not suitable for huge database but suitable for small database. Mapping of object in relational database is very difficult. Object-oriented paradigm is missing in relation model. Data integrity is difficult to ensure with relational database. Hardware overheads are incurred which make it costly. Ease of design can lead to bad design. Relational database system hides the implementation complexities and the physical data storage details from the users.